There are a lot of people that are not seeing eye to eye with Kevin Stefanski's decision to run the ball as few times today as he did. Let's see, the Browns finished the day with 107 yards on the ground. They ran it 24 times. And obviously they were a little bit more willing to air it out a bit, with DTR throwing 29 times. PJ Walker threw it 13 times. So 42 passing attempts, substantially more than the run game. I don't know that I agree with everybody that's hounding Kevin. I actually really like the creativity in some of the formations today. I didn't have a problem with it. And for everybody, it's like, God, Denver's got the worst rush defense in the NFL. Run the ball. It's not quite that straightforward. And by the way, they gave up 350 of those rushing yards in one game against Miami. So take out one outlier, and maybe we're not talking about a team that's been torched on the ground. They gave up 70 points in one game. It's, look at a better sample size of the data.
And I would also add the issue to that too is we sit at home and listen to the broadcast, and all Sanchez kept saying was run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Well, guess what? You can't just get into an I formation and run it right down your throat, right? How you can open stuff up in the run game is having a successful pass game. And guess what? What is Denver thinking? Hey, the Cleveland has a rookie quarterback, a 5th rounder who's played 2 starts. They're going to try to stuff it down our throat. And Stefanski said it after the game. He's like, hey, a lot of it's formational based and a lot of it is personnel based. When they sub in a certain amount of guys, we know we have an advantage in the pass game. Well, you're not just going to roll DTR out there and run it on first down, run it on second down, and give him 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 7. So with that said, I think that they were getting to it, right? You're down 14-12 in the third quarter. You had a great mix. If Dorian Thompson-Robinson finished the day 29 pass attempts, I think that's a little high. And if you were to ask Kevin yesterday, hey, I'd like him to be somewhere between 22 to 27-ish. That's kind of where the sweet spot would have been. But I thought they were doing a nice job balancing with Jerome Ford and Kareem Hunt. Yes, I think they should have ran it more. I don't think it should have been 30 rushing attempt or 3 rushes to 1 pass or 2 to 1. Thought it was a really good mix and a healthy mix, and it was working. Let's tell the truth. It was working.
And so if you're Denver and you self-scout, you're like, look, we haven't been very good against the run this year. And Cleveland's got a banged up offensive line with a rookie quarterback making his first NFL start on the road. And by the way, they've been one of the best rushing teams in the NFL this year. What do you think they're going to do? We think they're going to run the ball. So they stack the box. They put themselves in positions to stop the run. Well, it's a numbers game, man. You're only good at one thing if you have elite level talent, or you got more hats than blockers, right?
Exactly.
So if you got more guys there to stop the run, I don't have an issue with them throwing the ball. No. And I thought DTR made a bunch of good throws today. It's not Dorian's fault that the Browns had 5 more drops and a few others that I thought should have been caught.
Yeah, and guess what, too? When he left the game, right, the situation 17-12, yes, they were backed up. They would have ended up punting away had he not gotten hurt. But you're still in it, right? The final score is 29-12, and, the Denver goes on a 12-0 run to kind of end it. But it was working. The game plan was working. I'm getting texts from, all sorts of people fire Kevin, fire this, fire that. I'm like, guys, what are you watching? This game plan was working. It was happening, and you lose your quarterback, then you lose your receiver, and then everything just fell apart.
Well, sure. And then when you're chasing the game late, you can't really run power, right? So the discrepancy on the play calling sheet is going to get a little wider there. Yeah. So, I'm not going to sit here and say that's the finest game Kevin's ever called.
No.
It wasn't Seattle. It wasn't Indianapolis, and I know they ultimately lost in Seattle anyways. It wasn't the Colts. It wasn't what we saw him do against Baltimore or Pittsburgh or Arizona or San Francisco. But I thought it was a good game plan, and I thought the Browns did what they largely could control. Maybe a little 2 in his bag of tricks on the ball that was fumbled on the reverse. But even at that, I didn't look at that and be like, that was stupid. Why did they do that?
Right.
You gotta you got to find creative ways to get a defense's eyes moving in different directions. And I didn't have a problem with that play. Like,
And
handle the football. Don't
oh,
fumble. It's not hard.
And Brendan, mind you, that was PJ Walker's first snap in 3 weeks. Coming off the bench cold. Like, what are you going to do? At that point, what are you going to do? He's going to sit there and be like, all right, I got backup left tackle and right tackle, no running back, no receiver, and I got my backup quarterback. I have to make something happen. I'm going to give it a shot.
Yeah.
If it would have worked, great. The real bummer of the situation is on first down before DTR gets hurt, he hits Njoku in the hands, and he would have slipped out and had a massive gain on first down, potentially one that blows the doors off. Instead, he kind of bobbles it around, drops it. Then on second down, you get nothing. Third down, he gets hurt, and then the sky is falling. It's just a frustrating day again from your pass catchers.